Look, Monk Mo Gang, you know what's going on. Listen, bro. At the end of the day, I don't care what nobody tells you. Don't trust nobody. When I say don't trust nobody, don't trust no friends, don't trust no community. The community, especially this community, is lying to you. They feel like they were the only slaves back in the day. They weren't the slaves, but the community feels like they got the hardship of, man, shut up. That is called pouting. At the end of the day, they don't even know. They love to say Thomas Jefferson owned slaves. Did you know Thomas Jefferson was running from the British, and if the British caught him, they would also hang him too, and they was his own community? They was his same skin color. Thomas Jefferson was running away to America, escaping from getting hung. Do you know what, like I told you, hurt people hurt people? The reason they hung the melanated people back then, because they were escaping getting hung. The reason King Von boom 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 people, because people was boom boom booming at him. At the end of the day, you got to understand, trust no community, trust nobody, trust no friends, trust yourself and trust God. At the end of the day, you got to understand, these people are trying to listen. They love to tell you need a circle. You need a team around you to get rich. How do you need a team around you to get rich? I repeat, how do you need a team around you to get rich? Most of the time, it's just dead weight. Most of the time, the back doors are going to happen before you even make it. At the end of the day, you got to understand, all these rappers that's getting backdoored is because they need a whole entourage. They need a whole team around them full of unemployed shooters. I repeat, full of unemployed shooters. As soon as the RICO case happened, they gonna snitch on everybody they was with. They got the drop. They know about everything everybody was doing. I repeat, they know about everything everybody was doing. At the end of the day, you got to understand, they love to fool you and say masculinity is the fact you gotta prove yourself. You don't have to prove yourself to no human. I repeat, stop trying to prove yourself to any human. At the end of the day, we in shape because of the resources. In shape ensures the resources. That's your backup plan for the resources. Listen, we can at any time start a fitness channel. We can start a fitness channel at 75 years old. You know how much the views gonna go up? How many 75-year-olds are in shape? At 40 years old, if you in shape, no steroids, no TRT, if you in shape, got the six-pack, you look like you carved out of stone at 40 years old. Who's in shape as a guy at 40 years old in reality? You need a team full of out of shape people? Absolutely not. Listen, at the end of the day, listen. Trust nobody. They're trying to get inside your head. You need to trust yourself that you're gonna make it to for the generation to come that's gonna come after you. At the end of the day, you got to understand. At the end of the day gonna end, and at the end of the day, that day gonna end. But at the end of the day, you need to understand that you don't need nobody. In the age of social media, all you need is the ecosystem. The ecosystem is your friend. It's gonna be full of like-minded people online, but it's just business. I repeat, it's just business. None of this is personal. I wouldn't get personal with anybody in 2025. People want to come around you to use you for your clout, your fame, whatever they want to call it. The Maybach, the Maybach, whatever you want to call it. At the end of the day, people want to come around you to use you. People are trying to step on you. I told you this before. This is step on him culture. At the end of the day, listen, you cannot let that phase you. You cannot let people come around you and phase you. You cannot be around people. Listen, if it's besides your 9 to 5, listen, I mean, you can't control that. But when you leave your 9 to 5, listen, 10 toes down. At the end of the day, you don't need to learn people's skills and talk like this and say the whole, man, just talk. At the end of the day, if you have an ecosystem, you're going to make it. You don't need to debate, see who's more powerful, see who's more dominant. At the end of the day, you don't need to do that. If you in shape, listen. Your buys and tries are more dominant. At the end of the day, you got to understand. Stop trying to run power games over people. Listen, stop all the power games, because you're going to have the power of gray hair. You're going to develop all these gray hairs. At the end of the day, when I'm 40 and 50 years old, I'm not going to have gray hairs. I repeat, when I'm 40 and 50, I'm not going to have gray hair. At the end of the day, you got to understand. Do not let these parasites come around you. At the end of the day, prove nothing to no human being. These are human beings you're trying to prove for. You're trying to put on for humans. They will take from you. Humans are evil. I repeat, the majority of humans are evil. It's only the 1% that's righteous. A lot of the 99% of evil humans, they will use God's name in vain. They will use the Bible against you. They will try to use Jesus Christ against you. Listen, have your own personal, individual conversations with Jesus Christ. At the end of the day, have your own personal, individual relationship with Jesus Christ. You do not need friends. You do not need a team. All you need is the ecosystem through social media. This is not rocket science. They want to make it seem like you got to get around the right people. No, you don't. Maybe in 2012, not in 2025. At the end of the day, I'm showing you in 2025, you could be in a penthouse by yourself. By yourself. You don't need Billy, John, Madison, Abel, and Cain. You don't need none of them. Listen, at the end of the day, they betrayed Jesus for 30 shekels. At the end of the day, you don't need people. The people closest to you, they're going to betray you. I repeat, the people that's closest to you, they're going to betray you. At the end of the day, how are you going to betray yourself? Especially if you in the gym and you not letting yourself go. Listen, you can see the gains through the shirt. At the end of the day, I have nothing to prove. You can see the gains through the shirt. I have nothing to prove. I don't have to. I can bench 225. How much can you bench? I don't have to do that. I'm in shape. What's the percentage of in shape men that don't go to college and play D1 at 23 years old? 0.5 can actually see their abs. You can see the abs through the shirt. You can see the abs through the shirt. Listen, I got nothing to prove. At the end of the day, all you need is discipline and consistency. I repeat, all you need is discipline and consistency and an ecosystem. You don't need humans. Humans want to come around you to use you for clout. They want to go viral. They going to do anything around you to go viral. Oh, breaking news. He ran off on him. He robbed him at gunpoint because he wanted fame. At the end of the day, listen, you don't know what's going on in people's head. I repeat, you don't know what goes on in people's head. So at the end of the day, listen, stay to yourself. Stay in shape year round. People not doing that. There is no competition. Stay taking care of yourself. And if you could do that, listen, you're going to make it. You're going to make it. All you need is longevity. I repeat, all you need is longevity. At the end of the day, a lot of people, they don't have longevity. If they don't get 1,000 followers in the next 30 days, they're going to quit. They're going to give up because they're going to allow other humans to get to them. They're not nonchalant. If you're not nonchalant, it's not going to work out for you because you're going to let other people get to you. When you nonchalant, you don't care about what other people say. You still the same, bro. Nonchalant is when you keep the same energy regardless. 70 people in a room could come laugh at you. You still calm. It is what it is, but you're still calm. At the end of the day, Monk Mode Gang, you know what's going on. Listen, bro.